to go wrong.
Yeah, makes sense.
And now, just to pull the monitor on my phone, just to make sure. Have you guys seen a live stream where the first 10 seconds wasn't this like awkward cringe fest? I've yet to see one.
Yeah, no, it was always an awkward thing.
Like even like podcasters, the first like 10 seconds, they're like, "Is it on? Is it on? Is it on? Are we doing? Are we going?"
Yep, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Just watch. It's gonna be great.
We are live.
Yeah, I
Yes.
I don't know what's happening with the Download Discord client, but
We'll figure it out. Alrighty, it is podcast time. To all current and future viewers who are looking at this, we are the Nat Ones. We are a group of friends and family who have been playing their home game of Dungeons and Dragons for quite a while. We decided to go live. We go live every Monday at 6:30 ish time, depending on technical difficulties, and we play until about 9:30.
plus time zones.
Yes, time zones vary. 6:30 for us. Do math for yourself. I don't feel like it. But today we are saying a fond farewell to our current campaign that's been running for about 8 months now, and we are gonna say hello to our new one. So this is gonna be kind of a different live stream. We're gonna be playing for about 20-30 minutes, and then we're gonna hop right into session 0 of the new campaign. So any current and future viewers who are bored after about 25 minutes, you can check out, and we're just gonna remain live for the entire thing. All right. Does anyone want to summarize last session?
So what can recall from last session was basically we're all going our separate, not separate ways, just separate ways into the town, finding places to rest, to sleep, and yeah, that's all I can remember.
We killed shit, we got shit, and we slept shit.
That's
Don't-
another summary.
Don't forget the mimic.
Fuck that
yes.
mimic. I stabbed it.
Our, our rogue fighter here almost died to a mimic.
I did not die. Not even close.
He almost died. Don't let him fool you. He almost did. We had to come save him.
I could have handled it by myself without you.
Yeah.
But yes, I forgot
Would
about
you,
the mimic.
Andy, would you want me to top of this thing?
Put that away. Well, anyways, that sounds about right. So slowly everyone starts to wake up. Aragorn, you wake up with your panther right next to you. You look up at the morning sky where just like yesterday morning, there were gray skies with gray clouds that were just covered in this permanent overcast. This morning, you see a welcoming blue sky. You start to hear the hustle and bustle of morning within a city. The market about a mile or so away from you is just crowded with people. Where just yesterday morning there was almost no one. Where there were desolate city streets, you now see the hustle and bustle of activity that you would come to expect from a normal city morning. You see Eclipse sort of shake off his morning drowsiness, and he looks up at you. What do you think?
Mm, I think there's too many people.
That's such a wrong thing to say.
You you look around. You are somewhat taken back at just how crowded it is. You feel slightly uncomfortable, but after a minute, but after a minute, you stand up, shake the dust off of your trousers that came from a night of sleeping on the ground, and you look around to see where your other teammates might be. Drax, Alton, you wake up. You wake up in a bed that is nice, soft, and comfortable. Alton, you look to the window to your room, and you see that somehow it opened in the middle of the night, and you jump up immediately in alarm, because the past 2 weeks you have been constantly hounded by forces and things that have wanted to kill you. But in a windowsill, you just see about two small little birds perched up. They are singing their happy morning songs, and from the open window, you hear the bustle of a city street. You are unaccustomed to this. Your the Shire where you are accustomed to living to is a very quiet place, where this almost sounds like a beehive of different voices and just a collection of chatter coming from the window. What are you thinking?
Uh, at this moment,
I really didn't
Alton's
expect.
thinking like,
I really didn't
this
expect
is.
to see it from the end. To be honest.
At this moment, Alton's thinking just like, no, I really like to hear people joyful and happy, but this is just a little too much. And he goes and closes the shutters, and just lays back down and rests his eyes for like 5 more minutes before getting up finally.
The birds in the windowsill, instead of scattering out into the city streets, they as you close the windowsill, they fly into your room and sort of perch themselves on the post of your bed frame as you lay down for another few minutes to rest. You hear their chirping again, just the nice quiet morning songs. You look at the floorboard next to your bed, and you see your trusty companion, Blinker, looking up at you in his usual happy sort of style. And you lay down for another few minutes,
Hmm.
and you go back to sleep. Drax, you wake up in a very soft bed. Even in your home village, you are not accustomed to having such a soft place to lie. You're used to more firm rocks, the ground, firm straw mattresses, and firm straw bedspreads to lay on. Your room is completely closed off, and the stillness of the moment seeps in. In your mind, you sort of run through the events of the last few weeks that have taken you here to this moment, and getting revenge for your fallen family. What do you think?
I feel like I never really expected to go to the end. I expected to go to the end. I was captured, and I thought that was the end of it. Even when I was with the rest of, even with the rest of my newfound party, I really didn't expect to beat Lord Henrik together. I've been just surprised to beat it by myself.
You continue to lay there for a minute, and you sort of.
And then my character just dozes off for another 10 minutes. After he says his piece.
You lay back in your bed for a minute, and you just consider the day you've had and your morning. You think about all the trials, all the heart, all the moments when you were sure you were going to die. But in this moment, the stillness, you are still surprised. The fact that you survived. The fact that you made it. You look back at this and you see things might turn out okay. At least for you.
Yeah, at least for me. Don't about the three.
And Apollo wakes up in the throne room. He snickers a little bit because he slept in the throne of the Vampire Lord, who's been trying to kill everyone for so long. And you just start to think for a minute. He starts to think, I wonder what's next for me and for my falcon. He stretches a little bit, gets up, starts walking out of the throne room to meet everyone.
Where are we all meeting? Central Square.
We're getting there. He walks over to as he's walking, Aragorn, you see Apollo walking towards you, weaving in and out of just the crowds of people who were not there in the evening. He looks up at you and smiles. How do you reply to him? He looks back at you and flips you off as well and smiles. He asks, should we wake everyone else up?
No, I think a day off is deserving.
He sort of gets closer to you because it's hard to hear each other and just the bustle in the crowd. And he says, I actually wanted to talk to you about that. We've been on the road for so long. I kind of want to return home. I don't know what your plans are. I don't know what anyone else is planning, but I feel like there's just something that I'm not remembering. Something I was supposed to do here. But I feel like I forgot to do it. Maybe by returning home, I'll remember what's happening.
Well, Putty Cat, sounds like you have yourself an idea.
It sounds like I do. I don't know what your plan is.
Not quite sure. Maybe I'll go check on Nasana real quick and then figure it out from there.
Perhaps. I decided I'm going to wake the others up. Do you care to join me?
Nah.
All right.
I'll sit on a tree for a little longer.
All right, you do that. you sort of crumple back down under the tree, fiddling with your hands and your cloak, just embracing the stillness of the moment. As you see Apollo walking off, entering the tavern that's right next to you. He shouts in the lobby, "Wake up!"
my character's like, I want to go back to bed, and my character goes right back to bed after he says that.
Alton kind of just like lifts his head up, looks at Blinker, gives him a little scritchy scratch up behind his ear, gets up and starts walking towards the door.
Apollo starts walking up the stairs. He turn as he's like going up like the final step. He meets Alton. He meets Alton. Goes to the closed door, and just quickly bangs on it, saying, "Wake up, dude. Drax, we got stuff to talk about."
Drax like, okay, I'll get up, and my character gets up, waking up drowsy, like.
He look as you open the door. Apollo's gaze meets yours. He says, "Slept well?"
Yeah, slept. I wish I could have slept a little longer.
Me too. But man, we should talk about it now. Come, let's go downstairs. Let's meet Aragorn. I think we all need to talk about what our plans next are. He turns around and starts walking down the stairs. You guys follow?
I do. But then I also suggest, man, we should all talk but have a nice big breakfast.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
It's going to be free too because there's literally no one here manning the shop right at this moment, so...
Shouldn't that be my line?
I don't know what you're talking about.
well, if it was your line, Titus stole it, so...
And Apollo opens the door to the tavern and sort of peeks his head out at Aragorn and says, "Hey, you coming in? We're making breakfast, apparently."
Sure.
He walks in. He walks in and goes into the back of the first level, where there is this galley style kitchen. It's already prepped with salted meats like bacon, ham, and such. You see racks of eggs around, some skillets. Apollo turns to Alton and says, "So who's gonna get the firewood?"
That's a good question, man. Isn't there already some, though, in here? Let me go look around real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation. Actually, that reminds me. I should definitely log on to Roll20.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't realize we were gonna roll investigations and shit.
Neither did I. But we are still
that's
playing.
that's a 7.
It's a 7.
Isn't there smashed like tables and stuff? Why don't we just use them and just burn it?
Okay, yep, I go with that idea. Let's just go with that idea.
What? Smashed cables? Huh?
Smashed tables and chairs. Lots of those have been smashed. So yeah, Alton just goes around grabbing firewood from the broken chairs and throws them into the fireplace. The cooking areas.
You What?
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you are able to stoke the large fire underneath the pots, underneath like the cooking pots and the skillets. And Apollo starts to grab you the eggs and some of the salted meats. He says, "I feel kind of bad for taking this stuff."
I mean, I do too, man. But let's all honor what we did in this place and that
How about
person's
that?
sacrifice by having one last meal in this area.
Get that?
And I'm gonna show you a very old classic Hobbit style breakfast. He's Alton Lilies just starts going to the pots and pans and starts cooking everything.
What about second breakfast?
Oh, don't worry, man. We're gonna have four of those by the time we're done.
Whoa, Discord. Discord apparently is being a little bit glitchy on my end, even through Chrome.
And as you start cooking, everyone just starts kind of giggling, laughing, joking amongst yourselves because for the first time in probably weeks, you realize no one is trying to kill you. No one is after you. You guys feel sort of a weight that has been released released from your shoulders.
There, there's my.
But we are going to take a quick break here because on our side, dinner has just been served. So we are going to convene back in about 15-20 minutes.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Right on. We're going to. Tony, you there?
Yep, I'm right here.
Everyone else is still currently eating, but
Okay, sounds good.
oh, I got it, Tony.
Got what?
I got the new mini.
Oh, nice. How is it?
It's in pieces because the Reaper Bones line come to you in pieces.
Are you gonna have to do a lot of detail with painting that or no?
Reasonably.
Not
But
as bad as the ice giant though.
oh my gosh, no, not near as bad as that frost giant. Oh, Andrew.
Mm.
I noticed that if it seems like your mic is really hot because it keeps picking up Calico. Like while you were idle, it would like flirt up just a little bit.
The little
Mm.
guinea pig.
So maybe just turn the gain down to just a touch.
Speaking in code.
I am definitely not speaking in code.
You're speaking in code.
Oh, I assure you, I am not speaking in code. That came out a lot smoother than I thought it would. Give me half a second.
Okay, doke.
We have no current viewers, but for anyone who is watching this in the future, who's curious what the heck I'm doing, I really enjoy painting miniatures and such. Even though we only play online, so every now and again I will pick up a few new ultra detailed ones, and I paint them. Currently, I am painting a Reaper Bones dragon. Called Narthrax, apparently. That's the name of the dragon.
I don't know how to do the game.
I'm not sure.
Thing.
I'm not sure because on mine, the game controls are directly like the controls for the game and such are on the mic itself because it's all in one. But yours is that you use the Yeti app, the blue app, which I am not as familiar with.
Testing.
I can hear you.
Testing.
I can hear you.
Yep, I can hear you.
Testing.
No change.
Testing.
Still no change.
Okay, I think I found the gain, but I've like had it down to like 6, and I have it there now. And
I wouldn't worry about it
doesn't see-
too much. I just figured
like
I would.
literally,
I just figured while we were all still like idle, I figured I would just let you know.
Okay.
Let me door. And while we're playing, I'm just gonna have to sit here and hold the mini, which is fine. All right, so we're all back.
Yep,
Mhm.
we're all back.
All right,
Set,
so
set some mood lighting for the occasion.
all right, so it's been about 20 minutes now, and you guys have been making breakfast and such, frying up the bacon and the eggs, hearing the sizzle from the kitchen, the entire tavern starts to fill up with a very pleasing smell of just lovely foods. And after 20 minutes, it's all done. You guys, Alton, like scuffles around their cupboards, some of which he's just a bit too short to reach for some serving platters and serving trays, and as you guys find them, he motions for everyone else to help load the food onto the serving trays.
I go over and help.
Okay, and Apollo comes back in the room to and says, "I cleared up one of the tables out there, so we have somewhere to sit."
Awesome, man. Let's eat before this food gets cold.
I heard that. And he sits and he goes along with Alton to sit down at the table. I'm assuming Aragorn and Drax are gonna follow.
Yep, I'm gonna follow at least. I don't know what Aragorn's doing.
I'm following.
All right. And as you sit down, you see the giant plates in front of you, and all the food just looks and smells fantastic. Apollo, having terrible table manners, doesn't even wait to dig in. He starts grabbing things fistfuls, and starts shoving them into his face.
I grab a wooden spoon that's on the table and smack his hand.
He says, "Sorry, I was really hungry."
How bad Tilburg do you have?
And I take that same wooden spoon and bop him in the nose.
It's okay, man.
You're gonna.
As long as you're enjoying the meal, that is all it takes, man. Alta then starts to grab a plate full of food and starts eating it himself.
My character does have tilt manners, and he eats properly. Not to call AVO, but
and as you all start eating, you don't hear anything else from the outside. You are all so focused on the breakfast that you don't even that nothing else matters to you guys. You guys just are so engrossed in what you're doing that you totally forget that there even is an outside world. And as it takes about 15-20 minutes, but as everyone is kind of slowing down eating, and Apollo's mane is just covered in like bits of meats and eggs, and he's just entirely gross. He turns to everyone and says, "So I've been thinking. We came together and we killed Lord Henrik.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of done. And I know we talked about having other stuff to left to do, but I can't help but think that I kind of want to go home. I can't escape the feeling that there's something that I am just forgetting about, something critical, something crucial, something that I was supposed to be doing."
That's understandable, man.
Well, unfortunately, if you feel that way, you should probably see what you're missing.
I'm just curious about what the rest of y'all are gonna do.
Well, man, I've traveled this far. Still looking for that special read. I can't let my journey go to fail. but I will go visit my family before I continue to venture out again.
I was alone before, handled it just fine. I think I'll make do.
What about you, Drax?
I
What
Woohoo!
you doing, man?
I'm probably gonna head. I'm probably gonna head home and see my see my family.
You mean the family that got burned down, Drax?
Shit. Sorry. I wish I'd pay more attention. So
As a remembrance, I understand.
so I don't know. Maybe I'll just bounce around for a while and just.
Well,
just bounce
I
around
will
and
say
maybe,
this.
and maybe help other people out. I don't have the real family anymore.
Well, I will say this. If you guys ever are in the high hills, feel free to stop by. You're most welcome.
All right.
Thank you. Hey, Drax, if you don't have anywhere else to go, you could always come with me.
Yeah, sure. I'll take up on the offers since I have like nowhere else to go.
We could always we could always see and figure out what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into.
The two rascals put together. That's awesome, man.
Sign me up, and Alton, give me the strongest earthly you have.
Oh, I am sorry, but you are not quite ready for that, man. You are not quite ready for that. I'll give you my second weakest one. And he hands him that one. Which is the gnomish earth reed.
My hair just keeps it for the road ahead.
And so as everyone is sat at the table, everyone just at once gets up and helps clean up. This is not your space. There's no one left to occupy it, but there's no reason to continue or to leave the place an absolute mess.
Fair.
You guys stand up. Everyone pitches in, cleans up. Alton and Apollo come and go into the kitchen galley area to fix up all the dishes and such. And after about 20 minutes, everyone has left it exactly as they found it. It didn't look like it had been used before, and it does not look like it was used now. And our adventurers part ways to further their own goals and get done what they had sought out to do in the first place. And that, my friends, is the end of this campaign.
Awesome.
But what I will say, don't throw away your notes and don't throw away your character sheets because we very well might decide to come back to this.
Sounds good.
So now this marks once again to anyone now or future that's watching this. This now enters bullring time of this live stream, where I am sort of treating this as a session 0 for our next campaign, which will start next Monday. I don't want to waste anybody's time. But now, everyone present, first and foremost, I would like to introduce you to where you guys will be playing. And I have my sheet here to just read off of. So just sit back, relax. A surly dwarf at the helm of his vessel. A cargo ship making a run to the trading hub in Brassing. looks down to the meager human male who is perched over the side of the ship, vomiting profusely. He smiles and laughs at the man. You really can't hold down your supper, can ye? The man, wiping the bile from his lips, turns to the dwarf while still perched over the railing, replies, I have never been on a voyage this rocky before. You are gonna have to forgive me. The dwarf waved at the man dismissively and says, It's no matter. You are not the first. There have been many a traveler making their way to the Floating Isles, and I have seen more than my share of them evacuate their stomachs onto my ship's deck. He let out a hearty laugh and paused for a moment. The destination of all dead-end roads. Home sweet home. The Floating Isles of the Astral Sea. The pair of them continued to sail through space on an ocean of wispy, rainbow-colored clouds, as the light of the stars illuminated the clouds before them in a soft evening light. The Floating Isles of the Astral Sea is often referred to as the dead end to all, or the destination to all dead-end roads. And this is for good reason. Through streams of the Astral Sea or by portals from other worlds, a person from any known world, the Forgotten Realms, Dragonlance, Greyhawk, can find themselves here either by accident or on purpose. Many flying ships and spelljammers come to the Isles to trade, in the hopes of finding some exotic goods they couldn't find in other worlds. It is a place where floating, jagged rocks float in the middle of the Astral Sea, where large flying naval ships carry people between cities and settlements made on these rocks and piles of debris. The portals and streams not only carry people to the Isles, but debris and pieces of other worlds as well. This makes it impossible to know for sure how many islands actually float within this region of the Astral Sea. Some even argue that the Floating Isles are a demiplane with a limitless number of islands. This merging of worlds creates a spring of culture where anyone an adventure sees can be from anywhere. The largest island, which is also where the largest population lives, is called Tali, and houses a city named Brassing. The city is named this because it is a city made almost entirely of brass. The city is vast and is as big as some countries and empires. Brassing is so big that hundreds of subcultures, shantytowns, and dozens of districts exist to give as much order as possible to the denizens that call Brassing home. Brassing is also one of the multiverse's premier trading hubs. Merchants sell goods here from every plane and world imaginable. If an adventurer is looking for something, there is more than a good chance that they will find it here. Lastly, the Floating Isles are a good place where privateers and pirates make their name by pillaging and raiding settlements and ships in search of treasure and wealth. Much of this gets hid in the farthest reaches of the Astral Sea. It is said by most pirates that pirate kings from ages long past have hid their treasures in the farthest reaches of the Astral Sea, where anyone brave enough to weather not only storms, but the dangers of the sea in order to reclaim this long-lost treasure. But even some of the bravest souls hesitate at the dangers that lurks at the depths of the Astral Sea. The setting is called the Floating Isles of the Astral Sea. The aesthetic I'm thinking about is sort of an aesthetic that is found in Treasure Planet. I've told all the players this, so the players know exactly what they're into. But to anyone listening in, it's gonna be sort of a mixture of a colonial aesthetic with a steampunk metal aesthetic, with there being all kinds of constructs and machines made by artificers. And now that I have said my portion of this, what the world is, I know all of my players have their characters planned out. So I'm gonna give them a chance to describe them to the other players. Andrew, would you like to go first? Can't hear you. You're on mute.
Testing.
You're good.
You're good now.
Okay. So, my character is a Draconian.
Draconian.
What's it? A Draconian. That is blue and dark blue with green accents all over him. His horns actually make a pseudo captain's hat.
Nice.
He had a misfortune and a mishap, so he actually has a warforged arm strapped to his body. Yeah, on I think the left side.
Yeah.
And in that arm, he can use various tools that pop out of it, like a saber or other very simple tools for a task. He is a fighter slash sorcerer. And he used to be a captain of a ship.
All right.
Okay.
Tony, I know you had a pretty good character lined up. What'd you like?
So I am Sovelis Ilthilkir. I am a half-elf bard. I travel around this land seeking new inspirations for my simple next ballad. Nothing major. Just aside from major heroics, nothing major. But as I was wandering through my wilderness, I happened upon a strange portal. I don't know how it got to be there, to be honest, but as the adventurer, I was quite intrigued. So, as I entered the cave, the glow started to get a little brighter from this portal. And dare I say, I entered. And it was oddly strange as I entered, because in where I come from, there are no ships that float in the air. But as far as the eye could see, there were just ships flying everywhere across the sky. You can say this was the beginning of my ballad.
I like it. And how would you physically describe your half elf?
He is, a normal size. He's 5'10", age around 40.
Shit.
Yeah, his build is kind of like slenderish, and his skin tone kind of a how should I say? Not a very dark, just like a yellowish skin tone. Good, just a little darker though. So yeah, but he has brown hair, brown eyes, and he is a very whimsical character.
Right on. Bradley, you and I discussed your character. do you want to describe him?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So, my character is a tiefling rogue that got kicked out of his family when he was a very young age. I think, I don't know, like, around the age, like, 2, 3, 4, 5, very young age, and ever since then, he's seeking out an adventure. Kind of remembering he wished he had family to go with. As far as his physical appearance goes, well, he's about standard height, probably like 5 foot something, or let me go with it. 5 foot something. He looks like he just came to the street. He has no armor whatsoever. Hey, and he's always in a happy mood.
Right on. And we have one other player who is, by the looks of it now, likely not going to join us, but that's fine. Tony, you said that you've already made your character, correct?
Yes, I did. Right
Alrighty. I intended for this time to be sort of time that I could help everyone make their characters, but it sounds like Andrew, he's busy. He's busy with classwork, so he and I are gonna pick this up some other time. Tony already has his character written, and Bailey, he'll be fine. He knows how to make his character. And Bradley and I are going to go over it as well. So I guess kind of a short session today, but does anybody have anything that they would like to see from this next campaign?
I'm more interested in how it all work out.
You're going to be hearing a lot of sea shanties.
I hope so. Yeah, no. So like I said, does anybody have anything for me? Anything they want me to throw in this campaign?
No, I'm just trying to find no, I was trying to find something in the book.
Well, you've already rejected all my ideas that I wanted.
I'm just curious to see how many pets you're gonna try to con me into having this time.
Okay, hey,
I
just
just-
one baby dragon turtle. That's all I want. That's all I wanted.
All that all that my hair wants is to just go around here.
So I want a pet too.
Okay, I wasn't being serious, but he is, so.
Well, now I heard that he wants a pet. Now I want a pet.
Oh dear lord, I did ask.
My
a werewolf.
character doesn't care.
I want a werewolf.
Well, before we continue any further, to anyone watching now in the future, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next Monday. Bye.
Bye.